In the heart of a small, peaceful village named Willowbrook, nestled between rolling green hills and a sparkling river, lived a humble couple, Henry and Eleanor. They were simple, hard-working people. Henry was a carpenter, spending his days crafting furniture with meticulous care, while Eleanor sold fresh vegetables at the bustling village market. Life wasn't always easy, but they were content, especially because they had their beloved son, Thomas. From an early age, Thomas showed exceptional intelligence and ambition. He would often sit by the river, dreaming of the grand life beyond the village. "One day, I will be rich and successful, and I will take care of you both," he promised his parents. Henry and Eleanor smiled warmly at his words, their hearts swelling with pride. They worked tirelessly to support their son's education, often making sacrifices. Henry spent sleepless nights completing extra work to afford Thomas's books, and Eleanor skipped meals to save money for his school fees. They wanted nothing more than to see their son achieve his dreams. At 18, Thomas received a prestigious scholarship to study engineering in the city of Crestford, a place filled with towering skyscrapers, endless opportunities, and the rush of modern life. Leaving Willowbrook was bittersweet. Eleanor held him close at the bus station, whispering, "No matter how far you go, never forget your roots." Thomas nodded, promising to visit often. But as he arrived in Crestford, he was swept away by the demands of university life. His ambition drove him forward, and he excelled in his studies. After graduating with honors, he landed a job at a renowned engineering firm. With unwavering dedication, he climbed the corporate ladder swiftly, eventually becoming one of the youngest CEOs in the country. Success brought wealth. Thomas bought a lavish penthouse, traveled the world, and mingled with influential people. His visits to Willowbrook became infrequent, his calls to his parents brief and hurried. Henry and Eleanor missed him terribly, but they never complained. They simply longed for the day their son would return. Henry spent evenings in his old workshop, staring at a dusty photograph of Thomas on his graduation day, while Eleanor busied herself with knitting, always hoping for a call. The villagers often asked about Thomas, and Henry would smile proudly, saying, "He's doing great things." But behind that smile was an aching heart. One day, Thomas's company was awarded a prestigious industry accolade. The media swarmed around him, eager for interviews. He spoke at length about his journey, his struggles, and his triumphs. But when a journalist asked about his parents, he hesitated. He realized, with a sinking feeling, that he had barely spoken of them in years. That night, while preparing for the award ceremony, Thomas stumbled upon an old wooden box in his storage. Inside were mementos from his childhood, a wooden toy carved by Henry, a hand-knit sweater from Eleanor, and a crumpled note he had written as a child. "I'll make you proud, Mum and Dad." The memories rushed back, and guilt consumed him. Without a second thought, Thomas cancelled his plans and drove through the night to Willowbrook. When he arrived, the village was quiet under the moonlight. The small house stood just as he remembered, though the paint had faded and the garden was slightly overgrown. He stepped inside, his heart pounding. Henry was dozing in his chair, and Eleanor was stirring soup in the dimly lit kitchen. "Mum! Dad!" Thomas called softly. Eleanor dropped her spoon in shock, and Henry rubbed his eyes, thinking he was dreaming. When they realized it was truly their son, they embraced him tightly, tears streaming down their faces. "I'm so sorry," Thomas whispered, his voice breaking. "I got so caught up in my world that I forgot where I came from. I forgot the sacrifices you made for me." Henry patted his son's back and said, "Success means nothing if you forget the people who helped you achieve it. But you're here now, and that's what matters." From that day forward, Thomas vowed never to let his parents feel forgotten again. He visited frequently, spent time helping his father in the workshop, and brought them to live with him during the colder months. At the next award ceremony, Thomas arrived with his parents as his guests of honor. As he took the stage, he said, "This award is not just mine. It belongs to my parents, who stood by me through every hardship. They taught me the true meaning of love, perseverance, and humility. Success means nothing without gratitude." The audience erupted in applause, but Thomas only looked at his parents, whose faces glowed with pride. From that moment on, he was not just a successful man, but a son who never forgot his roots. Success can take you to great heights, but never forget the hands that lifted you. Cherish and respect your parents, for they stood by you in your hardest times and deserve to share in your brightest moments.